Hey, janitor. You missed a spot. Oh wait, maybe cleaning floors is your rank now. A group of Navy SEALs burst into laughter as a quiet man in his late 40s wipes the floor near their table. His name tag reads Robert Hayes. His hands are calloused, his back slightly bent, but his eyes are calm. Unknown to everyone watching, this man once wore a uniform too, one decorated with valor, sacrifice, and tragedy. What none of them know is that by the end of this day, the same man they mocked will stand beside a 4-star general, and the laughter that once filled the hall will turn into salutes. Robert Hayes was not always a janitor. 15 years ago, he was Sergeant Major Robert Hayes, a respected Army Ranger who had led men through impossible missions. But when an ambush in Afghanistan took the life of his wife, a medic, and left him with a 5-year-old daughter, he made a choice, not of weakness, but of love. He left the service to raise his little girl, Emily, alone. The Army offered medals. Robert chose fatherhood. Years passed, and though life humbled him, it didn't break him. The military base nearby offered him a maintenance job. It wasn't glory, but it was steady, and it let him stay close to the environment he once called home. Each day, Robert pushed his mop through corridors lined with framed heroes, many of whom he once trained. He never complained. He showed up early, worked quietly, and returned home to cook, help with homework, and whisper bedtime prayers to Emily. But the world can be cruel to those who fall from the pedestal of uniformed glory. The young soldiers laughed behind his back. Some called him the fallen sergeant. Others, custodian commander. And though he heard every word, he never reacted. Until one morning, a new Navy SEAL unit had just transferred in, led by Lieutenant Blake Carson, confident, sharp, and arrogant. Blake had earned respect for his missions, but not for his humility. Robert was cleaning near the mess hall when Blake tossed his coffee cup on the freshly mopped floor. "You missed a spot, old man. Guess cleaning's your new battlefield, huh?" Everyone laughed. Robert paused. His eyes lifted. There was no anger, just quiet disappointment. "Lieutenant," he said softly, "a soldier's worth isn't in his rank, it's in how he treats others." The room fell silent for a second. Then Blake scoffed. "Spare me the philosophy, janitor. You had your time. This is mine." Robert said nothing. He picked up the cup, threw it in the bin, and walked away. What no one saw was General Elizabeth Monroe, the base commander, a 4-star general, standing near the doorway, having witnessed everything. Her expression was unreadable. That evening, Emily waited at home, excited to show her father her essay titled "My Hero, My Dad." "Daddy," she said, "when I grow up, I want to be brave like you." Robert smiled weakly. "Being brave doesn't mean fighting wars, sweetheart. Sometimes it means walking away from them." But fate wasn't done testing him yet. The next morning, all personnel were summoned to the training field for a surprise inspection. Rumor spread fast, the general herself is coming. Rows of soldiers stood in line. Blake Carson, confident as ever, waited front and center. Robert stood quietly to the side, sweeping the bleachers. Then, a convoy pulled up. Out stepped General Monroe, sharp uniform, calm authority, eyes that miss nothing. "Good morning, warriors," she said. "I've come today to discuss honor." Her gaze swept across the ranks, and stopped right at Robert. "Mr. Hayes, would you join me?" The entire base watched as the janitor put down his broom and approached. Blake smirked, whispering, "This should be good." General Monroe turned to the crowd. "Some of you mock those who no longer wear uniform. But I want to remind you, rank fades. Integrity doesn't." She gestured toward Robert. "This man once served under my command. He led 30 men through the Battle of Helmont. He carried 3 soldiers out of a burning convoy, while injured. And when I lost contact with my unit, he was the one who radioed command and saved us all." The field went silent. Blake's face drained of color. "He's not a janitor because he failed. He's here because he chose to raise his daughter after his wife, a field medic, died saving others. He traded medals for fatherhood. That's not weakness. That's heroism." Every soldier, every officer, stood frozen. Then, slowly, one by one, they saluted. Robert stood still, tears welling up in his eyes, whispering, "I was just doing my duty, ma'am." General Monroe stepped closer, saluting him back. "And you still are, Sergeant. This base could use more men like you." Then she turned to the troops. "Let this be your lesson. Respect isn't given by rank, it's earned by character. That evening, Blake approached Robert near the supply shed. "Sir," he said quietly, I'm sorry." Robert nodded. "You'll be a great leader, Lieutenant. Just remember, greatness is how you treat those beneath you." As the sun set over the base, Emily ran up to her father, hugging his leg. "Daddy, did you save someone again?" Robert smiled. "Maybe I helped someone understand what being a soldier really means." That day, a janitor taught a Navy SEAL, and an entire base, what real honor looks like, because true rank isn't on your shoulder, it's in your heart.